Hi everyone, have a blessed morning to all of us. So for this day, I am your reporter, Merriah P. Abot, with my partner Noriel Maquiñana. What is our topic for today? Our topic for today is Myanmar Police Force. But before we proceed to our main topic, let's have basic information about this country that we need to know, which can help you to understand that I'm going to discuss later because some of us are not familiar about this country, right? So let's start. This is the flag of the Myanmar country. Myanmar country is also called Burma country. It is located in the western portion of mainland Southeast Asia. In 1989, the country's official English name, which is held since 1885, was changed from the Union of Burma to the Union of Myanmar. The official language that used in Myanmar is Burmese language. Naypyidaw is the capital of Myanmar. It was proclaimed the capital of Myanmar in 2006. Okay, let's proceed to the Myanmar Police Force. This is the logo of Myanmar Police Force. What is Myanmar Police Force? Myanmar Police Force, formerly known as the People's Police Force. So, Myanmar Police Force, known as the People Police Force, independent department under the Ministry of Home Affairs. It was organized on October 1, 1995, and informally become part of Tatmadaw. Tatmadaw is the official name of the Armed Forces of Myanmar, or Burma. Current Director General of Myanmar Police Force is Brigadier General Kiaw Kiaw Chun, with its headquarters at Naypyidaw. Like what we said, Naypyidaw is the capital of Myanmar. Its command structures is based on established civil jurisdiction. Each of Myanmar's 7 states and 7 divisions has their own police forces with headquarters in their respective capital cities. Kailangan lang natin ng tandaan about Myanmar Police Force that Myanmar Police Force, known as the People Police Force. The force has strength of more than 93,000 men and women, with its headquarters located in the administrative capital Naypyidaw. The Myanmar Police Force, or MPF, was created in 1995, or October 1, 1995, and it's part of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And Myanmar is divided into 7 states and 7 regions, each with its own police force. Okay, so let's proceed to the history of Myanmar. During the reign of the Myanmar monarchs, local police were formed under the mayors and village headmen, and there were also military reserve personnel. The British policing system was introduced in 1885 when the Union of Myanmar became a British colony. At that time, the police force was known as the Burma Police. The Burma Police was reorganized as the People Police Force in 1964 and was reorganized again to the present set up as the Myanmar Police Force on 1st October 1995. The Union of Myanmar has undergone many changes after 1988. Likewise, the Myanmar police force has to change the administration system to be in the line with the new administration system of the country. The Committee of Reorganization of Police Administration System, which is presided by Secretary of the State Peace and Development Council, was formed in January 28, 1994. Now, the committee is scrutinizing the whole system and making necessary changes. To make it easier, this is what you need to remember about the history of Myanmar Police Force. That Myanmar Police Force was under the colonization of British in 1885. Colonial police procedure was introduced, formerly known as Burma Police Force. Okay. Next is objectives. Objectives of Myanmar Police Force. Each country have a objectives when it comes police system, like Philippine police system, right? Their objective is enforce all laws and ordinance relative to the protection of lives and properties, or maintain peace and order and take all necessary steps to ensure public safety. But the objectives of Myanmar Police Force is is community peace and tranquility. It's all about peace, to mean about peace. Second is prevalence of law and order. The third is narcotic drug suppressions. The fourth is to carry out community welfare activities. Let's proceed to the functions. Functions of Myanmar Police Force. What's the difference between functions and objectives of Myanmar Police Force? Functions, the kind of action or activity proper to a person, things, or institution, while the objective is aimed or goal. Sa madaling salita, layunin. The function of Myanmar Police Force is prevention of crime, detection and proceeding of crime, maintenance of public order, public security, and drug enforcement. How about ranking system? When we talk about ranking system, Myanmar Police Force have a ranking system: commission officer, police major general, police brigadier general, police colonel, police lieutenant colonel, police major, police captain, police lieutenant, police second lieutenant, and the non-commissioned officer, police warrant officer, police sergeant, police corporal, police lance corporal. This is the organizational chart of the position and organization of NCB. We have Myanmar Police Force, Chief of Police and Head of NCB, Deputy Chief of Police, Police Chief of General Staff, Police Adjutant General, Police Quartermaster General, Commander of Police Battalion and Control Command, Headquarters Reserve Forces, Director of Security and Crime, Director of Planning and Training, Director of Anti-Narcotic Drug, Head of Department Against Transnational Crime, or DTC, Head of Department Against Transnational Crime, TBC, Policy and Planning, International Relations and NCB Myanmar, operational, administration, and other is international relation of NCB Myanmar. International affairs, we have regional affairs, we have human resources development. Next is organizational setup. The Director General of Myanmar Police Force, holding the rank of Police Major General. Okay, the Director General of Myanmar Police Force is holding the rank of Police Major General, is in command of the whole police force. According to the present setup, the Myanmar Police Force has 6 components. There are headquarters, state and division police forces, special departments, training centers, reserve units, and police battalions. So, tandaan natin, ang Myanmar Police Force has a 6 components, okay? Headquarters. Let's talk about headquarters. The headquarters. The headquarters is headed by the Director General of Police. Under his command, a Deputy Director General, who holds the rank of Police Brigadier General, and second commander takes responsibility for the proper command, control, and monitor all departments of the Myanmar Police. Okay. Also, 4 other police brigadier generals who are responsible for General Staff Department, Personnel Department, Logistic Department, and the Office of the Commanding of the Police Battalion, respectively. The second is the State and Division Police Forces. There are 14 state and divisional police forces and 3 additional police forces, which have the same status, commanded by police colonels. Their jurisdiction are divided according to the civil administration. That states and divisions and additional states have the same status, okay? The state and divisional police forces consist of 4 components. Meron ng 4 components ang state and divisional police forces. These are Office of the Commander of the State and Divisional Police Force, Office of the Commander of the District Police Force, Office of the Commander of the Township Police Force, and last is police stations. The district police forces are classified into 2 classes depending on the area. Population and Development Commanders of the A-class district police forces are police lieutenant colonels, and B classes are police majors. Commanders of township police forces are police captains, and police stations officers are police lieutenants. The next is the department. There is 4 departments in which the first 2 departments are headed by the police brigadier generals and the rest 2 are by colonels. Okay, the rest 2 are by police colonels. There are as follows: Criminal Investigation Department, Special Branch, Railways Police Force, City Development Police Force. So, ano-ano ba itong mga to? Ano ang mga functions nila? So, let's discuss first the Criminal Investigation Department. Criminal Investigation Department. It has been commanded by a police brigadier general, and its functions are mentioned below. A is detection and investigation of serious crime. Second is assistant imparts to the respective police station in order to reveal clues and evidence at the crime scene. The third is examine on serious crime and opinion provisions. And D, keep records on convicted and search for the former conviction. It is all about criminal investigation. Okay, that's why Criminal Investigation Department. The priority is to investigate the crime, what happened, or to investigate. Enhancement on capabilities of police members. The under-mentioned trainings are opened. Detective Officer Training Course, which is 12 weeks. The Narcotic Drug Investigation Officer Course, which is 6 weeks. The next is Special Branch. Special Branch. Director of Special Branch is a Police Brigadier General, and its functions are as follows. Functions. First is detection and revelation on information with activities of people and political legacy which could ruin the security of state. Second is detection and revelation of movement of religious societies, sagas, laborers, and students. Third is detection and revelation of the movement of diplomats from the embassies in Yangon. Yangon is the biggest city. Tourists and aliens. Scrutinize and issues passports to Myanmar citizens who are living abroad. The last is carry out protections and security combining with counterpart agency for chief and state heads, state guests visiting of Myanmar, and chiefs of other nations. The last is action has been taken upon those societies, people, sagas, and foreigners accordance with the law, who make destructive impediments in order to obstruct stability of the state, community peace, and prevalence of law and order. The enhancements of competency in the special branch, the undermentioned courses have been opened. First is Basic Security and Intelligence Course for Officers, which is 8 weeks. Special Interrogation Course of Officer, 4 weeks. Enhancements of Qualitative Course for Detachment Officers, 8 weeks. Basic Security and Intelligence Course for NCO, for 4 weeks.
So, my name is Noriel A. Maquiñana from BSc 2-6 and I will discuss the second part of our report. City Development Police Force. There are Yangon, Mandalay, and Naipidao. Yangon and Mandalay are being headed by a police colonel. Mandalay is being headed by a police major. Their functions are as follows. A. Perform the functions on security and maintenance of rules and regulations stipulated by the City Development Committee. B. If there is necessary platform in all police duties for prevalence of law and order and community peace. regarding the command of Director General of Myanmar Police Force. C. Inspect roadside sellers and pavement vendors whether they are in orderly position or not. D. Clear up disappearance of non-status persons, psychopaths, and lepers. E. Perform security duty on, on city development-owned building, park, and livestock breeding farms and water reservoirs. F. Clear up mob by mounted police, patrol water reservoirs, and practice on horseback riding improvement. G. Arrest those who violate traffic rules and regulation by parking vehicle, repairing on the road, etc. Railways Police Force. It has been commanded by a police colonel and its functions are as follows. A. Information on espionage, sabotage, and harassment are to be attainable first, foremost, and submit. B. Arrange for force collecting in section and rehearsal of the Reserve Myanmar Police to defend the state. C. There is a outbreak of uprising or riot, blockade and clear them up in accordance with the directives of Myanmar Police Force. D. Systematic and effective management of prevention of crime occurrence and reduction of offense. E. Detection and arrest all four kinds of fugitives without having balance. F. Safeguard and patrol the railway station. G. Practice on communicating policy system regarding the local situation. H. Clear up 5 lakhs of ticket railway receipt, license, and discipline and situation. I. Systematic record keeping on habitual criminal offenders and not lose sight on them. J. Efficient management to be made for suppression of narcotic drugs. K. Detection and prosecution of crimes occurred. I. Perform straightforward for advancement and development of police station. Next is the training center. In Myanmar, there is one central training institute of Myanmar, Police Force CTIMPF. The two police training centers. CTIMPF is headed by one police brigadier general and its duties and functions are as follows. A. Implementation of training policies stipulated by Myanmar Police Force. B. Implementation of Myanmar Police Force goal and accountability. If you notice, A and B are just similar. C. Scrutinize and redraw curriculum and technology progress regarding the timely situation. D. Lay down on managerial arrangement of instructors for the enhancement of capabilities. E. Perform to gain successful training objectives of their kind. F. Manage the practice officers' morale, discipline, and morale for betterment in order to serve others' advantage. The policies of CTIMPF and laid down as follows. A. Well practice on belief and conviction. B. Practice on firm stance on government side. C. Practice lead to assume responsibility of others interests with good moral, discipline, and morale. D. D. Practice dutiful performance for goal Myanmar Police Force. E. Practice to observe, to understand the law, to procedure and directives incompatible with position. F. Lecture leads to modern technology, education and knowledge with continuation of minded soul. G. Practice leads enhancement of four kinds of competencies. The units. There are two kinds of reserve units attached to the state and divisional police forces. To carry out their respective duties, these are highway patrol units and B. Oil field security units. Next is F. Police Battalions Command. It is commanded by Police Brigadier General. The undermentioned duties and functions are carried out as follows. A. Suppression of uprising, sabotage, and riots. B. Perform security for heads and state guests. C. Perform security of chief and head of state and state ceremonies. D. Carry out security of VIPs, residents, and departmental buildings. E. Carry out security for embassies and diplomatic residential buildings. F. Safeguard on important dams and dikes, industries and factories, roads and bridges. G. Safeguard on foreign schools and chanceries. H. Protect valuable cargo transportation. I. Conduct coastal vessel security. J. Safety measure taken on dispatching prisoners and convicts. K. Carried out public welfare activities. So, Myanmar Police Force has 60 numbers of police battalions and commanding office of the police battalions. Commands conducts the general security matters. Each battalion has been commanded by a police lieutenant colonel. Next is the Narcotic Drug Suppression Division. In the organization of headquarters, under the command of General Staff Department, there is the Drug Elimination Division. A police colonel is the head of the division, and under his command, International Relations Subdivision and Drug Elimination Subdivision, which were formed with 26 numbers of task forces. Accepting the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is not only the menace to the entire Myanmar police, but also as the surge towards the whole mankind. Myanmar laid down 2 strategies, 3 tactics, and 3 means in striving, and added momentum to totally root out danger within 15 years. A 2-point national strategy for narcotic drugs control. First is the designation of narcotic drugs eradication as a national duty and the comprehensive implementation of the strategy. And the second is the development and enhancement of the standard living of the nation races in the border areas and totally eradication of poppy cultivation. The 3 tactics. First, supply elimination. Second, demand elimination. Third, law enforcement. The 3 methods. Enlighten the producer and abuser of narcotic drugs to enlighten their beliefs, conviction, and their psychological makeup for better. Next, afford easy access and communication between national races and on the hill and those various other places. Next, to develop the socio-economic condition of the national races at the border areas. Department of Transnational Crimes. Myanmar is one of the member states of United Nations. Myanmar Police Force has been implementing its portion in harmony with the United Nations Security Council Resolution number 1373, 1276, and 1455. Myanmar has been member state of United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime on 30th of March 2004. As consequence, Myanmar Police Force has initially established the Department of Transnational Crime on September 2004. So, that cooperation with an international neighboring countries, ASEAN nation, and Asian state has been made up. It is headed by one police colonel, acted as the head of the department, activating in suppression of transnational crimes, including international relations. The following offenses are primarily eradicated: terrorism, narcotic offense, arms smuggling, sea piracy, cybercrime, money laundering, trafficking in person, and economic crime. Anti-trafficking units measures against trafficking in person. The anti-trafficking unit has established on 2004. Furthermore, numbers of 22 anti-trafficking task force were established in hotspot areas, which are each 9 ATTFs and on 2006 and 2007. 3 ATTFs on 2008 and ATTF on 2009. The anti-trafficking in person law has enacted on 30 September of 2005. From the beginning of 2006 to April 2009, 468 trafficking cases were identified and 646 offenders were taken action. And also, 915 victims were rescued. Myanmar Police Force has been cooperating with the relevant government agencies, NGOs, INGOs, UN agencies, and international organizations to combat trafficking in person issues, especially who rating the Asian Regional Trafficking in Person Project, or ARTIP, and the member of the countries of GMS. In accordance with the Agreement on Cooperation and Preventing Trafficking in Person with the People's Republic of China and BLOs were established at Myanmar and Ruli, China on 2007. And also, the other two BLOs were established at Loy Myanmar, and Jingfeng, China in 2008. MOU on combating trafficking in person between Myanmar and Thailand on cooperating was signed on 24th on April 2009. And between Myanmar and China, MOU was signed in 11th of November 2009. So that's all. Thank you for watching, for listening, and keep safe, everyone.